Today we'll be taking a closer look at the new Tudor Reverse Panda Chrono introduced in 2021. It's no secret that Tudor have been absolutely killing it. It's easy to make vintage inspired pieces. All a company has to do is look to the past and find something to copy. Not Tudor though. One of the biggest reasons Tudor finds success in the heart of collectors is the fact that they make vintage inspired pieces, yet the watches look fresh and modern. The greatest example is the watch we have with us today. One thing we heard a lot from collectors when Tudor first announced the Panda Dial and the Reverse Panda is, finally, we get an affordable alternative to the Rolex Daytona. I want to address this before looking deeper at this piece. If you asked me if this was an affordable alternative, I would actually say no. That would give this watch an absolute disservice. Having the Black Bay Chrono in hand, your immediate reaction is this watch is unique. In a world full of watches that look relatively similar, Tudor made a watch that you can see from across the room and think to yourself, huh, that guy's rocking a Tudor. Not to mention this is a bi-compact, so no, I do not see this as an affordable alternative. This watch is an absolutely stunning chronograph at a relatively affordable price, and it doesn't live in the shadow of the Daytona. Now before we move on to the specifications of this piece, big thank you to David SW for allowing us to showcase this amazing piece to you guys. David SW is a trusted independent dealer based out of the heart of Orlando. If you're considering your next luxury timepiece, David SW carries some incredible brands from the likes of Rolex, Patek, AP, Richard Mille, and many more. Make sure you let them know that I sent you and they'll hook you up over there at davidsw.com. The technical details and specifications. The Tudor Black Bay Chrono is a 41mm watch by 14.4mm thick. That is actually thinner than the previous generation chrono. 50.1mm lug to lug, which means top to bottom, and finally a 22mm bracelet or strap. Now putting it on the wrist, for your reference, my wrist is 6.5 inches and right about 50.1mm lug to lug is my absolute maximum. Anything larger would be very uncomfortable, but in this case the watch is very comfortable on the wrist and I would gladly wear this as a daily piece. The watch also features a sapphire crystal, screw down pushers for water resistant purposes, which is about 200 meters. Now the movement powering this piece is an in-house caliber, the MT5813. Tudor and Breitling have a business relationship when it comes to their movements. Tudor allows Breitling to use their time-only movements, while Breitling allows Tudor to use their chronograph calibers. Now a business relationship like this is the reason why we have costs down for us collectors. But it also brings up an important question. What makes the MT5813 in-house then? Seems people like to avoid this question, but I'll give you my personal opinion. At this price, I couldn't care less if it was developed in-house. Collectors tend to complain about watches not being fully developed in-house, but then they complain with the price increase when brands start to do that. The Oris Caliber 400 is a very big example of this. One other thing you need to keep in mind is with the R&D and the development in general of the new caliber, that is going to bring a heavy price tag. So if in-house, fully in-house is really that important to you at this price, then you're gonna have to pay a hefty price tag if Tudor does that in the future. But as of right now, I do appreciate that little relationship Breitling and Tudor has because it allows us collectors to get these watches at reasonable prices. Keep in mind, Tudor didn't just put a Breitling movement in their watch, they did heavily modify it to their standards. They put a silicone balanced hairspring, a tungsten rotor, and the movement is also fully finished by Tudor. Now allow me to give you my personal opinions, and I'm gonna be as brutally honest, so take this with a grain of salt. The watch is absolutely fantastic for the money. Although I wasn't too happy with the finishing on the hands, then again, I've never purchased a Tudor for the impeccable finishing on their hands. I go to Grand Seiko for that. The watch is a solid tool piece, a great daily watch, and the price is very reasonable for what you get. I also feel like the strap size could have been 20mm. That would make the case a lot sharper and it would taper, giving the watch better angles. Overall, it is a great watch for the price and I found it super comfortable on the wrist. I do recommend getting it on the bracelet though. It was very comfortable and you could change the straps later on. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I will see you guys in the next one. Please add in the comment section below what you think about this piece. And now a quick word from today's sponsor, David SW. When considering your next luxury timepiece, David SW provides one of the greatest watch buying experiences in all of Florida. Located in the heart of Orlando, make sure to head over there to purchase some rare timepieces from brands like Rolex, AP, Patek, Richard Mille, and many more. If you aren't able to visit, make sure you go online to speak with a watch specialist so they could assist you with any questions you may have. The expert team over at David SW will make sure you have a flawless buying experience.